And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely duct tape from times gone by. And we are diving into our first lower bracket match. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Chinese Protoss player representing Dragon KZ Gaming, DKZ. It is Jieshi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the player who we just saw compete against Creator. We have the ESL Masters Summer runner-up himself, the South Korean Terran, GuMiho. Alright, so to catch you up, I believe Hero is waiting for the winner of this series. He just 2-0'd Nice in that lower bracket match, eliminating Nice from the tournament, and Hero is waiting patiently for either GuMiho or Jieshi to advance on from this series. So that is where we are headed. Again, I was unable to get into either Australia versus Future or Beyond versus Nightmare, so those matches are currently ongoing, and I mean, we already had a bit of a break. I didn't want the break to go on for too much longer. We had a match available, so we went for it. So we'll be following this series into its conclusion, into Hero, later on down the line. So definitely something to look forward to. Before that happens, of course, Jieshi is no slouch. There's been a big rise in the Chinese scene, specifically amongst the Chinese Protoss players. Players like Maxed, players like Cyan, players like Firefly, and even Jieshi as well. They've all been performing better than they ever have before. They've all been getting really good results. They've all been taking down big names, taking down big players. It's been really impressive to see. Most recently, Jieshi did actually go toe-to-toe with Clem in WTL. This was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago in WTL, the week before Home Story Cup, actually. The week before Home Story Cup, Jieshi did go 1-1 with Clem in a best of 2. I'll be honest, he almost 2-0'd. He almost 2-0'd Clem. It was wild. It was insane what Jieshi was able to bring to the table with, of course, the 4-gate Blink Stalker on Gressvan specifically. We'll see if he's able to replicate that success against GuMiho. GuMiho is a much more aggressive player than Clem, to be fair. Like, GuMiho is a lot more in your face, so it is still going to be a bit of a challenge nonetheless for Jieshi, but a challenge that he can rise to, a challenge that he's willing to go into as, oh my god, we have a Twilight Council into a Dark Shrine. You have my attention. I assumed that it would be for Blink. I assumed that Stalkers were on the horizon, but alas, we have something completely different. Oh boy. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. As GuMiho is still in the dark, he's vying for map control right now. We have a full wall up here from Jieshi as well, so the Hellion Reaper opener of GuMiho is going to do no damage whatsoever. We've run into a brick wall here. We, of course, can send our Reapers towards the cliff, but Stalkers are covering it. Jieshi is in position. There's no way in from GuMiho. Behind this Dark Shrine is still on the way. GuMiho still has not been able to scout. He's doing a lot of damage to this gateway. He's forcing a reaction out of Jieshi. He's forcing Jieshi to respond with his Stalkers, and that will open things up here on the left-hand side if GuMiho so chooses to slip on in. Meanwhile, Pylon has arrived. DTs are on the way. We don't have a lot at home to defend. I'm concerned. We're going for a tank drop across the map, so GuMiho wants to snowball out of control. DTs are being morphed in defensively as we speak. Was that spotted by GuMiho? I don't think so. There's no scans. There's no wall. Oh, the DT gets into the natural base. We have another DT in the main. We still need time for scans as workers are going down one after the other. GuMiho commits. He goes for a drop into the main base. He needs to make something happen. He's able to siege up, and probes will go down. Oof, good chunk of probes are going to be falling here. Meanwhile, still no scans. Still no energy. And the DTs, they can go for the army. They can go for the tanks and the marines, and that's what they're doing. Uh-oh. If the tank goes down, even if we have a scan, it's not going to be enough. The Raven arrives, but again, there's only one Marine here to DPS. Okay, we have an auto turret as well. Looks like the DTs are being cleaned up at the same time across the map. Marines are wreaking havoc in the main base, so GuMiho is down to 12 SCVs. 11. GuMiho has almost nothing left. He needs to do more damage. He drops into the main base. He's focusing down whatever probes he can. Ah. Feels GuMiho, man. He just had a rough series against Creator, and that now he's getting DT'd. Shaking my head. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. He's down to 13 workers. He has a Raven, so DT harass isn't gonna, you know, snowball out of control or anything. But ay. Just what do we have? That's the thing. Like, we don't have Stim, we don't have concussive shell. We have tank production and liberators, I guess, but like GuMiho's in a really rough position. He is microing his heart out with this drop. Like, I'm sure he's gonna dive back in. He's gonna try and get some more probe kills, but Jieshi's focusing on his main assault, and I'll be honest, I don't think GuMiho can defend. It's gonna be close. With this liberator, he holds on to his main. Oh my god, we're gonna try and force our way in anyway. This is a bold move here by Jieshi. He takes down the lib, but he won't be able to take down the tank. Oh, that was a risky move from Jieshi, and I mean, he does get a kill on the liberator at least. Can he get the medevac as well? It looks like he cannot. Stalkers get focused on one after the other. We have another 2 Stalkers and 1 Archon looking to late siege upon the natural base. GuMiho, he doesn't want to get eliminated. Not here, not now. Oh, as another medevac goes down. Oh, the tanks and the observer. Like, GuMiho, he's surviving, kind of. Like, he's his pulse is still going, you know, his heart is still beating. Still pumping. God, but he's on 1 base economy right now as even more Marines are going down. The Archon will fall, but it's tanking so much here. GG gets called, and Jieshi takes game number 1. Oh my god. Crazy. GG, well played. GuMiho is 1 game away from getting eliminated from the tournament. Damn. Let's go. As we're getting ready here for the next game, and okay, look, so I was hyping up Jieshi. I was talking about how he almost 2-0'd Clem, how he's been getting some really good results in PvT, how in general Chinese Protoss are on the rise, and I stand behind that, of course. But GuMiho is still the favorite. GuMiho is still the favorite. So still will be an upset if Jieshi fights back. Not the most surprising upset, but an upset nonetheless. Oh boy, GuMiho just getting DT'd, getting Invisible Man. The Invisible Man it's powerful, it's strong, it's terrifying, especially when unscattered. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Chinese Protoss player currently leading the series 1-0. 1 game away from knocking out his opponent. He's a madman. He is Jieshi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the ESL Masters runner-up. God damn it. It is GuMiho. Oh my god. Alright, and this is looking like a proxy Stargate here from Jieshi. We'll see if he does... Actually, he's scouting. Oh, it's okay. He's scouting for proxies instead. He's checking the center base location. So this is a very common location for proxy Raxes. There is a proxy Rax, but it's out on the map instead. Both gases are being taken as we speak. Very curious how this is going to unfold, as Jieshi is still going to be committing here to his own pylon. Let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get rowdy, Papi, as the Rax is soon to be upon us. I'm curious if this is a proxy one. If this is a proxy Marauder. No, gonna be proxy Reaper. But this is a factory, right? Like, we have so much gas. We have so much gas to work with. This has to be a factory. And if this is a factory, we're poised to float into the main. Yeah, okay. So this could be a couple of things. This could be a proxy tank. This could be proxy Widowmine. If it's proxy Widowmine, we can try and float into the main base and make the mines in the main, which would be wild, by the way. Meanwhile, Jieshi, I believe this is supposed to be a proxy Stargate. Yep, there we go. This is going to be for Oracle play. So there's already a lot happening. I don't know where to begin. Hero plays like this very often. Adept Oracle here in the early game does an insane amount of damage without anything being across the map. This Oracle can kill everything. This Oracle is going to get out of control, but before that happens, the Reaper is getting out of control. One probe does go down. A second probe will fall as well. The Adept is going to be able to shoot this away. The lack of Nexus is a bit of a tell here, as it's a proxy 1-1-1. It is going to be Widow Mines. We're not making mines in the main. We're going to be dropping them into the main base with those medevacs. And because this is all proxied, I imagine we're going to be seeing an armory. I imagine we will have an armory with this, so detection will be required to clean up these mines. Meanwhile, the wall has been revealed. There's nothing here. Jieshi should be aware of the proxy, or he's aware that something is being proxied. There is that armory that we were talking about. Now, we do have an Oracle. We do have access to detection, but it takes one mine to kill an Oracle, which means if the Oracle dies, we won't be able to throw down that revelation. Meanwhile, GuMiho is looking for the proxy. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Adept rocks up as well. We're going to end up in a really weird position. Here we go. The Oracle does rock up and waste a little bit of time here on that Reaper. Will shut it down and does go into the mineral line. Is going to be able to take down a lot of these SCVs at the same time. We have Marines. We have Widow Mines. We are diving into the main base. We have a shield battery and an overcharge to defend. One Adept as well. Warp gate is still not done. Jieshi is going to be in some trouble. Boy, and here we go. The Widow Mines do arrive. Mine shots are going to be going off momentarily. And the Adept! No, the Adept goes down. That was the firepower. That was the army. Uh-oh. With the death of that Adept, that may just be it. We have the Void Ray wreaking havoc across the map, and every single SCV is going to be going down at the same time. We have to pull the boys. We do have a shield battery. Do we have an overcharge? We do not. Shield battery goes down. Revelation does connect. Oh god, the mines are going to be they're going to reactivate. Up. Oh no. Oh god. Mine shot does go off, getting another four probes. We're going to keep on going. We have another mine. The Adept once again. The Adept goes down. We have no more firepower here. We have an overcharge. It keeps the Stalker alive. Just barely. The Stalker will survive. Jieshi is holding across the map. There's nothing left. He's doing it. He's doing it. The mine isn't going to reset. Oh god, it's so close. It will not. The mine will not reset. The boys are being pulled. Looking at the units tab. We have a Thor. We proxied a Thor. Mine goes off. Oh my god. Let's look at the units tab here. Every probe is going down. The boys are being pulled. Shield battery is doing what it can. Oracle comes back. We need another revelation. There we go. The last mine does fall. Okay. This is it. No more money. We have 7 Marines, 1 medevac, a Thor, and a Dream, and 1 SCV. SCV here that's proxied. The Void Ray still doesn't turn around. We need the Void Ray back at home. I feel like we need the Void Ray at home. We need everything at home. We can't defend without it. Shield batteries go down. I think GuMiho wins. I think he straight up wins. So if we look at the units tab, we have 1 Void Ray, 1 Adept, and 1 Oracle left. We're about to have a second Void Ray, which is big, but we have a Thor, and we have micro potential with the medevac. I think GuMiho wins the base trade. He doesn't really have too much more money. He's going to be repairing this medevac with what little money he has. And like, sure, the Void Ray can hunt down these floating buildings, but in a head-to-head engagement, I think the Thor with the medevac micro wins. Jieshi, he had such a good position. He just had to come back home. He needed the Void Ray back at home. The Adepts as well. It would have changed everything. He would have been able to at least hold on to his shield batteries a little bit longer. His Adepts as well, cleaned up the Marines. Like, I don't think this has to be a tie. I think the oh god, here we go. Okay, this is a game changer. If this stasis trap goes off, stasis trap will change everything. If it goes off, if he's able to catch the Thor specifically with this stasis, everything will change. Oh my god. It looks like the Marines are gonna get caught out, not the Thor. Does he see? I think he sees. Yeah, he sees. He knows. Oh, the pickup micro as well. GuMiho will not be done dirty. This is all we have left. And yeah, with that Thor, like, what can we do? Can't do anything. Unless GuMiho's out of position, but yeah, another couple of shots go off. Oof. GuMiho's making his way towards a proxy. He sees it. He knows. This was a wild turn of events. A crazy game. And well, what can we do? What can we do against the one Thor? The one Chad Thor. Against these Void Rays. They're gonna activate their pulsar beam. They're doing what they can, but one Void Ray goes down. We're going to be able to clean up the Marines at least, but the second Void Ray falls, and that is it. That is GG. GuMiho ties up the series 1-1. Oh my god. GG, well played. Wow. What a game. What a ride. God, he was so close. Jieshi was so close to taking the series. Like, oh my god, just a couple of differing moves and that would have been it. Again, so before the Void Ray had arrived, before the Thor had arrived, that Void Ray was wasting time. The Void Ray and the Adept they were wasting time killing gas geysers. If they had turned around and come back home, were able to stop the snowball, because the mines and the Marines and the drop play before the Thor came into play for GuMiho, they were getting a lot of value over time. They kept killing the Adept. They kept killing whatever units they could, and they didn't allow Jieshi's army to really get going. He only ever had like one unit at a time. Same can be said with like the economic damage with the probes. After the main base had died, after the orbital got sniped, I feel like that was the moment when Jieshi needed to turn around. I understand killing the orbital because the orbital can mule, so if it's muling, then GuMiho has an economy. So he had to kill the orbital. But outside of that, we did need a race back home, and we needed to focus on defending our main. To be fair, Jieshi, I'm sure he didn't... The last thing he imagined was a proxy Thor, right? Like, if it was anything but a proxy Thor, if it was just continued Marine production and even like Vikings or something, then Jieshi would have been in a good position anyway. But alas, he did not know that a Thor was being made. And now we have our ace match. In the bottom right hand corner of Babylon, we have the Chinese Protoss player representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming. It is Jieshi. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, currently teamless, the runner-up of ESL Masters Summer of DreamHack Yongshiping. It is GuMiho. Yeah. I can't believe my eyes. 10,000 fireflies. It's not firefly, but I still can't believe them. I'll be honest. I still cannot believe. Yeah, we're getting into this, mate. We're getting in. Probe is going to be scouting. Jieshi a little bit paranoid, and I don't blame him. He is looking for the proxy that doesn't exist. The proxy only exists in the mind of Jieshi. The mind games are real. And a shout out to the people that were tuning in for that as well. God. That was crazy. It's crazy. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. GuMiho going for a rack expand off of the back of a very cheesy, very committed game, GuMiho is going to be going for a very economic opener with that Rax, with that CC as well. Ooh. Makes plenty of sense to just kind of bounce back and forth between the greed and the cheese. It is how a lot of these players do play with fire. Quite a lot of fire. Oh. And yeah, we'll see where this all takes us. Jieshi has already shown a wide breadth of builds overall. You know, Proxy Starforge, Robo Openers, Twilight Council. Sorry, not Robo Openers. But last time you went for a Twilight Council opener, it was for DTs. So my eyes are still on Jieshi. It's a Twilight Council. Doesn't mean it's going to be Blink. It should be Blink. But this is not the best map for Blink Stalkers, to be fair. It's not amazing. Not amazing at all. So, yeah, I'm not entirely convinced, I'll be honest. Not entirely convinced as to what this is going to be. Meanwhile, the first Reaper does make it across the map. 2 probes already do go down. Already a lot of damage. A lot more damage than really should have been dealt. A lot more damage than we really did expect. Ay, ay, ay. As we do have the first Adept also across the map, trying to find some damage as well, just chipping away at that mineral line, just avoiding, or sorry, just denying any kind of mining time. No SCV kills, unfortunately, so again, GuMiho does kind of come out a little bit further ahead in that aspect. The Adept is being forced back. Oh. Reaper will be full. Sorry, the Adept is going to be hunted down by that Hellion as well. And we're getting into our openers, and it is going to be Blink. Now, I don't expect this to be 4-gate Blink. We have 2 gateways in the main, 0 here at the natural. We do have a Robo, though. I was about to say that this should be a 2-gate opener into a 3rd, and yeah, there it is. There's that 3rd base. So a very economic opener here out of Jieshi. Not very aggressive whatsoever, and especially considering how this series has played out, I think this is also a wise choice. This is the equivalent of GuMiho going for a Rax Expand. Jieshi just going for a 2-gate opener into a 3rd. Back at home, though, we have GuMiho setting up here on his 2 bases. We do have a 2-1-1 setup. We should be seeing a 3rd Rax behind this momentarily. A Raven, tank production as well. Should be getting into position. Again, nothing too out of the norm from GuMiho. That Raven, of course, does pack a massive punch. It's going to be gathering up a lot of energy, and when it does hit the field, we can harass with auto turrets. We can anti-armor missile the main army. We can disable the high-tech units. Ravens are one of the most crucial units here in the early game of TvP. Not just all of what I just said, but they can also take down observers, and they can provide detection for DTs. And after game 1, I'm sure GuMiho is also a little bit paranoid of that, so he wants to make sure that he is safe. Tank production is continuing here, and again, GuMiho just establishing himself here on all these bases. Jieshi does get eyes on this. He sees the Raven. He should back off with the observer. Up! Oh, and it looks like he is barely going to be able to escape. But the auto turret gets thrown down, and the auto turret will focus down the observer. Very nicely done here by GuMiho. Again, Jieshi just flying too close to the sun. Did get burned. Behind this, we have our gateway explosion. We are not going to be going into Colossi, which was an option. We could have gone into a bay, into Colossus production. Instead, we are going to be going into something a little bit different. We're going to be heading into some charge instead. Very gateway oriented. This should lead into a Templar Archives and then Storm. That would make the most sense, but we'll see, and we can always go towards. We can still throw down a bay and get into Colossus production as well. I'm just curious as to what kind of splash damage Jieshi is going to be opting for. As the gateways are up and running, Forge on the way. Behind this, GuMiho is not going for a 2-base all-in. We have a 3rd CC. Not on location, it's hidden in the main base, but it's on the way nonetheless, so GuMiho is looking to get further into this game, into the mid-game, of course. Not going to be overly committed with this push, as GuMiho gets spotted, and we saw a little bit of a dance there between Jieshi and GuMiho. Of course, Jieshi is aware that the army is being active here on the right-hand side, and he's getting ready for it. We have charge lots, we've got sentries, force fields, immortal. The bay is on the way, so we're not going for Storm first. We are going for those Colossi. But they're not out yet, and here we go. The army has arrived. We do have an anti-armor missile covering everything here. Every single zealot is covered. The mine shots go off, and already a great start for GuMiho. He takes down all the zealots. He takes down the sentries, and this is going to snowball out of... Oh, this almost did snowball out of control. A very efficient trade from GuMiho. Didn't lose too many Marines. Didn't lose any of his tanks. But he will back off. He's respecting the reinforcements. Jieshi, likewise, has to be careful not to overextend. He is going to back off. And, ooh, this is a risky move. Disruptors, not Colossi. Disruptors are on the way, and of course, Colossi provide consistent splash damage. They are very solid and robust as a result. Observer does go down. Disruptors rely a lot more on your opponent's miscontrolling as well as another massive anti-armor missile. Oh my god. Covering the entire army. Mine shot goes off. A nice last second split there by Jieshi, avoiding disaster. We do have a zealot run by wreaking havoc here on the third base. So GuMiho's economy is being crippled as we speak, but he's focusing on the main push. The disruptor goes down. The miss rally. The miscontrol. The army's being zoned away, and honestly, GuMiho, he could even just dive on top of the army, but no, he goes for the fourth base instead. He wants to secure damage. Zealots across the map. They're getting some damage done, but the mines should clean them up. So we do have GuMiho just tangoing here with the main force. He focuses down everything he can. The immortals, the stalkers, the sentries, and even the zealots. GuMiho has done it. GG gets called. And GuMiho will survive, advancing on into the next round. GG. Oh. Oh my god. The engagements from GuMiho. I say the engagements. The anti-armor missile. The oh, un momento. There we go. The anti-armor missile, time and time again. Oh god, they were just so valuable for GuMiho. Just covering, blanketing everything in sight. Everything is orange. Everything that GuMiho sees. And yeah, that was just really well executed. Just really efficient trades as a result. And Jieshi may be overextending. Maybe overextending and being a little bit too cavalier with his army, despite the spells, despite the anti-armor missiles. So really well done. On top of that, a really unfortunate missed rally on the Disruptor. We were banking so much on that first Disruptor coming out, and it did no damage. It did absolutely nothing, and that could have made that could have made a defense for Jieshi if the Nova had gone off. Definitely is possible. So yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to GuMiho as he advances on into the next round to face off against his next opponent. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. It is going to be GuMiho versus Hero.